minutes ago. There was a little bit of a break in the meantime while we were setting up the stream, but we are ready to go. How are you going today, Jimbo? Are you looking forward to these future matches?
Oh yeah, I'm looking to have a great time, and I can't wait to get into these matches and see what this new meta and these new patches have to offer us competitively. Because we had a bit of a break from the Illuvium Inferno to gather our senses together, and since then we've had a completely new meta shift. So I'm really excited to see what we see popping up and who is crowned the king of this new meta for this week's Inferno.
Yeah, so we've got Dr. Gamer coming up against Soda very soon. Soda had to go pick up his kids from the bus stop. And Paz and Nefer, the game we're actually going to watch. And then we're going to watch the grand final, which is obviously a best of 5 like usual. So I'm looking forward to this one. It should be really good. You guys can start whenever you are ready. We should be live across all the platforms. It should be good. It should be good. It's a pretty crazy bracket. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see here. What are you expecting, Scoryax?
In terms of the meta?
Yes, sir.
It's hard to say. I definitely think we might see a Jotun come out. I think Scion's going to be a really big deal here. I was watching some stream of Web3 Gaming TV recently. The only other thing is I've seen a little bit of Toxic Verdant Colossus type shenanigans happening around the place as well. But I expect Scion to be a dominant force at the back half of this tournament.
Going to be seeing a lot of Scion to maybe some people's dismay, but we'll see if some people can pull it off and beat some of the other team comps with it. A lot of people have been complaining about the Scion comp, saying low agency this or it takes no skill of that. But if it works, it works. People are going to use it. So I completely understand, and we'll see if anybody has come up with anything to counter that team comp for this competition.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So this is really interesting. I didn't actually catch what the teams were, but we're seeing Frost come up, Inevitable Ruin, Inhibition Field, and Retribution's Call. 4 pretty banger legendary augments here. I found the legendary augments are actually really relevant now, and they weren't as important in the past, unless you had like Warp Wave or Lights Chosen, obviously. But it's really crazy. Retribution's Call, I feel like it's really good in this current meta, but it really depends on the team. Nefer is going to take Frost. Interesting. He's got the links. I've seen that. He's got the Toxic Verdant Colossus, like I was talking about. I've come up against this team quite a few times recently. I've got a few teams I'm working on. I'm actually having really fun building teams at the moment because I've got a new system that I go for building them. It's really fun having to not being restricted to like 8 Illuvials right now. So I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it looks like whose side is this? Illumination is going to be starting with the old school, Cardalox opening on turn 1, whereas Nefer is going to go with the recent, more new Jotun with the double behemoth start. I'm not sure which one of these wins, to be honest.
The blind is pretty huge. The Jotun aggroing onto the Caradulox is a really big deal because that stun, the cleanse and everything, and being able to steal that attack speed is quite good against it. But the Lynx is going to come in hot here, so it should be interesting. Getting stunned does make it retarget, which is not good for the Jotun.
Okay, maybe that's the intent of the Lynx there, is to add that extra damage in so he can win that turn 1.
I'm going to test if my instant replay is working, because I didn't get to check it before.
Nefer putting in some of the bulwarks along with his Jotun and Ranger Behemoth. Unsurprisingly, we're seeing Illumination added in his Berserkers now.
We love to see it.
Yep, intentionally putting his monkey ear on the outside so it can hopefully get a nice lineup with its passive. Doing extra 150% damage every second attack, I think.
So, the links here, it comes out later, right? Because you're really disadvantaged by losing a full synergy point in both class and affinity.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's just there for the base stats. It actually does a decent amount of damage for what it is. But the reason why it doesn't get like pretty much any use is because it has no affinity or class.
Hmm. Looks like we're back live. I'm just going to double check the stream. You can I'm actually terrified now that if I do action replay again, it's just going to break the stream again.
Yeah, it's probably best just to leave it alone. Illumination really just taken away with this.
Yeah, I think this team is really intentionally set up to try and beat out Frost and Behemoth and things like that, so it's not really a shock to me that it's doing quite well. But I do wonder what the counterplay is for this. Did notice that Paz in round 1 went 2-1 against Tim and 2-0 against Proto. Proto's a really good player, so clearly this team is doing something right.
Yeah, I was surprised. Not surprised because he's a bad player, but I was surprised because of how good Proto is to see that. So it seems like Illumination may have just come up with a really, really good counter comp to the meta here.
I've seen this one a few times on ladder, so I don't know if Illumination came up with it, but it's been invented a few days ago, and it's been seeing a lot of play for sure. I've even got my own team that's very Verdant heavy, and it's so much fun to play. I can literally, because the only good augments remaining are all healing and defensive based, you can actually you can really build a team around tankiness. And I've built a team where you can essentially make Twine unkillable. It's really funny. At least unkillable for like 20-30 seconds. It's still funny. The Adorius in the back corner, we see that a lot. I've noticed that unless you have a counterplay for that, to get something back there to take it out, your life becomes really difficult. He's got 2 Verdant. I'm assuming the Ranger is Verdant. Yeah, the 2 Toxic is coming from Riplance and Caradulox. The connection is dropping here a little bit for Illumination. Looks like he's back. I know Illumination has a little bit of internet troubles around this time of the day or something like that. It's quite interesting, but yeah. God, that Link's doing decent damage.
I'm telling you, it does so much damage for the cost. It is actually a decent unit.
I think it's the only Illuvial in the game, besides things like Caradulox's Thorns, where its Omega actually does straight up pure damage. Its Omega essentially does it does, I think, 125 times 3, so it's like 350 pure damage with its attacks, which is very good in this tank meta. We're also seeing Berserker make a really good comeback at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Berserker. I feel like that has been out of the meta for a little bit. Maybe a few people were playing it here and there, but it's nice to see it coming back. And to be fair, there's a lot of variety right now as well from what I'm hearing.
The problem is Frost greatly slows down the Berserkers, but if you can, Frost is a lot less prevalent now, and you can really, no one's playing Slasher, so you just need to avoid the Jotun with your Berserkers at the start of the game, and you don't have too many issues. The biggest thing against the Jotun team is really stalling out Jotun for as long as possible. You can't pull it off with tanks alone because of the way Behemoth works, targeting max health. However, with things like Verdant, Mystic, and any sort of healing, you can really outpace Jotun pretty consistently unless they have a lot of other DPS happening as well. I think you're playing some shrapnel later. Should be good. And I think we should have a match after this, after the grand final.
Us? Like in Illuvium?
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah. Quickly DM someone to send you a team or something. I don't know.
Okay, we'll see.
Hold on, let me get a stream back up. My camera's down. We've got it from the other side now, so apologies for that, guys. We're seeing the Mystic come out on the side for Nefer as well, which I don't think was up last round. We're seeing it do really well. Jotun crushing through the team now. Going to take out that Cardulox. Monkey and Monkey are having significant trouble taking out the Grocko with all the healing at the back here. Jotun just needs to step up one tank at a time. It's literally going to take out Monkey last and still work, which is really bad news for Paz, because if that Jotun can be targeting the Monkey at the start, he's literally going to win for free.
Yeah, this Tsunami augment on top of the Jotun is just like getting him to use his Omega so fast, and that is not good for everyone else.
Yeah, as I said, I think the legendary augments are coming into play so much more now, and I'm loving it.
Not to mention, he also has a Frost augment. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, so he's just gonna run it. Frost on the Singe, or the I can't remember the name of the Illuvial. Anyways, he's gonna put Frost on the Singe and Tsunami on the Jotun. Really interesting, like Frankenstein comp, but I could definitely see this working.
Frost on the Singe is hype. Is that really Frost? Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm loving this. I'm a little bit surprised to see him not swap sides. Like, he could even get the blind onto the Monkey with the Frost here if he really wanted to. But maybe he's acting a deterrent against the backline. But that Adorius is not going to be able to survive that Ramfire for very long. Jotun not targeting the Ramfire, but the Jotun managed to go onto the Monkey. Frost is not only going to slow down its attack speed, but it's a Mega Riz. And it's going to stun lock it for a little bit as well. Ramfire's cast not able to take out the Adorius before Geyser cast comes off. Very lucky on his behalf. However, Jotun is actually going to go down, I think partly because of the Rip Lance. This is not looking good. That Ramfire is probably going to take out the Adorius very soon. And prevent that last cast, causing Paz to take out game one.
Yeah, great play from Paz. I mean, and that's tough from Nefer too, right? Because he got some really, really good augments on some key Illuvials that he needed them on. So definitely, if I was Nefer, definitely would like to see a switch of team comps. But we'll see what he pulls out. Maybe he thinks he just got outplayed, but I don't see that being the case. It seems like he got a pretty favorable augment phase multiple times. So if I was him, I would definitely be switching team comps.
Yeah, that game ended up a lot closer than I thought it was going to in the end. Where really Nefer just needed to close out that last round, and he probably could have taken the game with that alone. However, The problem we have is that the Ramfire coming out was just too much for that Adorius to handle. I suspect that's pretty much the reason it's in the team on Paz's behalf. That being said, I've always thought having a Ramfire in there is really good, because if an Inferno chip comes up, then that's pretty awesome. Or even like a Phantom chip and you chuck that thing on like a Jotun, that would be really crazy. So it should be interesting.
Yeah. Jotun with Phantom, you throw that in the back. He's doing so much damage, taking out all, and your carries are pretty much worthless at that point as well because they have the frost on them. So, so good.
Looks like Dr. Gamer has taken out the first game against Soda in the other end of the bracket. So looking forward to this. Should be interesting. We'll be getting into game 2 very, very soon. Some notable players we've seen in this comp so far. Quantz getting knocked down in round 2, unfortunately. Spark OLV just losing to Dr. Gamer. Fox Phoenix and Spark OLV were both new to the tournament, so I helped them onboard them a little bit, so it was really good to see them compete. Quantz took out Manu Lapa, Soda took out Rip Lancer and Quantz, so Soda's having a really good run today. Let's see if it gets stopped out by a Doctor. Paz taking out Tim and Proto is very impressive, and Erase takes out Whitey round 1. Nefer takes out Erase round 2, and then now Nefer is up against Paz. So very competent players we're seeing at the back half of the tournament here.
Yeah, not that the top half of that bracket was easy, but that bottom half was like a group of death, to be honest. There were so many. You have Paz, Whitey, Ores, you have Nefer. Like, these are some great, great players.
I think Nefer is just deciding on a team right now.
Yeah, as I said, I feel like he has to switch out, and he may even decide to play the exact same thing because he doesn't feel competent enough on other team comps. But that's why in these tournaments, if you're going to play in tournaments, it's not like ranked where you could pretty much one trick whatever. Like, you have to be able to play multiple team comps and be good at all of them. Looks like he has decided.
I just don't think he was sure that the match code was there. I let him know that there's a match code waiting. Oh, looks like they both made a match code. That's right, they'll figure it out. Oh no, here we go. I was wrong.
Yeah, they got it. Illumination, unsurprisingly, playing the same team comp, whereas Nefer switching over to the Toxis Colossus with the actually has the Squiz and the stage 2 squid as well. Interesting enough.
I think I've seen this a little bit, not much, but it does look funny with all the shock going on while you got Toxic Colossus set up. He's also got the Cuculus in the deck. No air, so it would just be coming out for Enchanter by the seams of things. They are gonna drop down for the legendary augments. No one's gonna get anything thereafter. Vital Strike pretty much would have been a game-winning thing here, because with Behemoth, although maybe neither player has Behemoth, it's just a good augment, let's put it that way. Okay, this one is a little laggy. We're going to switch back over to Paz's stream. If it drops, then we'll have this one waiting for us.
Actually, looks like Nefer is going to be opening with the Cuck as well as Squids and the Fire Ranger Gauntlet. Okay, so he's going for the 2 Shock, 2 Enchanter round 1 start. Don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Alright, looks like we're going to switch back then.
And Illumination this time going for the Jotun double Frost, double Behemoth round 1.
He's opening... What is this? Is this opening Shock Enchanter?
Yep.
Is that good?
Don't know. We're about to find out.
Oh, if he gets this cast, that's huge. No way!
Okay, wow.
If he didn't get that cast, there was no way, though. No way he won. Although the shock,
for
just
sure.
over time, is enough. Because if you don't remember, it does reduce the energy resistance of things that it hits. And so every single shock, every single subsequent shock is going to deal more and more damage until eventually it's gone.
Great methodical turn one from Nefer. We'll see how Illumination responds. It looks like Nefer is going to be putting in the classic 3 water bulwark with the Caribou Atlas and the Water Graco.
Dr. Gamer and Soda looks like they're 1-1 at the moment. They are going to beat us to the grand final, so we're going to go straight into that after this game is complete. After the series, I mean. We have no idea who's going to win this game, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting placement from Nefer on his bulwarks.
Caribou at the back is quite interesting. Do you know what sort of rogue Paz might have that would affect that?
Not sure, but I mean, we both like it, right? Because of the taunt that's back there. So if a rogue does happen to jump in the back line, that Caribou will be there to taunt it away from any main carries that Nefer might have.
Hmm. Damn, the shock puts in work. That really is where the Jotun falls off quite quickly, is when you have too many Illuvials coming up against you. It's like the best 1v1 Illuvial in the game, but you get 3 or 4 up against him and he's not going to last very long. That being said, it looks like Paz didn't do anything, just feeling out that round, seeing what his opponent's going to play. He has dropped quite a bit of health now, so he cannot do that any longer. It's going to be interesting. Mystic coming out would be quite fascinating. Doubling down on shock is not a bad strategy here.
Yeah, Illumination just taking the hit, doesn't think there's any possible way to win round 2, and I don't think there is. Just takes the hit and moves on to the third turn so that he has like an element of surprise that he can use against Nefer. He has more information on what Nefer used in round 2. Makes complete sense why he would do that.
Apon at the front is crazy. The stun is good. You want to be able to maximize that stun as much as you can, and that's really the plan for Nefer here. I believe he did do the board wide max health gain.
I missed it, unfortunately.
He's just too quick. What does Illumination bring out here? Does the Seer come out? Does he have to put the Ramfire on the board early? I'm really not sure how he plays against this.
Maybe he DC'd.
Quite possible. I mean, we did lose his stream. He said he had a crash on. He said he had a crash on wave 1.
Okay, that makes sense. We'll have to see if Illumination can join back in time to salvage this game, but he's already so far behind at this point. Okay, it does look like he's reconnected. And he's only going to have 65 seconds to get all of the Illuvials on the board and place them exactly where he thinks he can put them to win. So Illumination is not only against the clock, but he's really got to be able to think fast so that he can get every unit in position to win, because positioning is one of the most important things in this game.
It looks like
65 seconds. It's rough.
It looks like Nefer has said that they're going to rematch.
Oh, okay.
But they have to use the same teams.
Yes. Okay, is Nefer still good to go?
They say they'll do same positioning round 1 as well. I guess we'll be the judge of that.
I don't think there's much like much they could change anyways. The round 1 would be the same regardless.
Yeah, no joke.
Also, Nefer didn't have to do that, so round of applause for good sportsmanship on his part.
Haz is disconnected from Discord again, so yeah.
Unlucky.
We've got Nefer back.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to making some breakfast, to be honest.
What are you gonna have?
Eggs and bacon, of course. Of course.
Eggs and bakey. Wakey, wakey. I'm going to have rice, black beans, and chicken, but it's not breakfast here. I'm in the right time zone, personally. The freedom time zone.
Yeah.
But that's debatable.
Gotta love them freedom nuggets. Okay. It's not free range chicken over there. It's just range chicken. Because they're all free.
Yeah, you know, you're damn right. You know, like they can call it free range, but they like keep them in this massive barn with just a gate that like leads to the outside, but they can't actually walk outside. It's beautiful. Welcome to America.
Alright, enough with the chicken talk. Meteoric and Mystic. Oh my god! This whole board is stacked. Stellar Devourer is normally really awesome, but it doesn't look that good here. Personally, Void Cleaver is freaking insane. And I would even be taking it over Meteoric here. Especially since you know that he's using the Toxic Colossus. No, not Toxic Colossus. He's using the Behemoth team right now. Meteoric is pretty good against Nefer, so I can see the value there, but it's crazy. This is a crazy heat.
Yeah, this is a lot of good. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
We are
Yeah,
going to see Stellar and Void Cleaver split up. Stellar being really good on Squiz, and Void Cleaver being really good on your Jotun, or pretty much any major attacker.
For sure. For sure. Beefing up that Squiz, though, is gonna hurt.
Now, I know this is, like, really the way Illuvium is set up. This should play out identically. But it was so close last time that I think even an accidental 1 hex difference could change out the way this plays out a little bit. But we'll see. It should be an interesting test.
It's possible, yeah, because it was a 1 auto attack difference, right?
Yeah,
Before
pretty much.
The Cuck was able to get off its Omega, so we'll see if that. Oh, it looks like there will be a difference.
Yeah, it looks like the seed for the
so
crit.
close.
The seed for the crit was slightly different here. If you get one more shock, nah. The cast with Enchanter could do it, but if you get stunned...
It's not going to do it.
Oh!
Oh, wow. Wait, what happened?
He did cast. He started his cast, and it kicked off Enchanter, which did the true damage and AoE around it.
Okay, it was the Enchanter damage. I was wondering, it didn't look like an animation went off, so that makes sense.
No, it's from... The Enchanter damage happens from the very start of the cast. You could see even the shield popped up from Enchanter, so...
Okay.
But that was an unlucky draw of the seed. I think the Ranger got a crit that it didn't before, and maybe Jotun got one as well. So the crit seed was really favorable for Paz in that round.
I also think Nefer had his Ranger up more last time, didn't he? Wasn't it in like the middle?
No, it was in the back corner.
Middle right.
I was pretty sure it was back corner, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Because I was about to say, if it was middle right, then it would have ended up the same way, because the Ranger wouldn't have had to walk up to get that first auto off.
Maybe. Hard to say. Looks like no DC this time. Obviously, he's not going to get a second chance here, so let's hope he doesn't DC. Aggroing on the Grokko is crazy. Atlas taking the aggro from two behemoths really nicely here. Big difference. Ranger going down is actually a pretty big deal because he's going to lose one of his Enchanter casters. That being said, they're all stacked together now. One more Enchanter cast is really strong here. And the Shock doing really big work too. They're a really fun team. I might have to use this one from Nefer. I'm loving it.
Yeah, that was a close round too.
Oh yeah. It looks like Dr. Gamer is going to take out the 2-1 win against Soda by the looks of it.
I believe this will be his first finals appearance in the Inferno as well, so congrats to him. And GG to Soda, and thank you for participating. Always love having him.
Oh, for sure. I was really looking forward to seeing him play, actually, but it's unfortunate we won't get to this time around. But that's okay. I do have a third place tiebreak game set up, but really there's no prize money for third or fourth in this tournament, so it's up to you guys if you care. Really?
Yep, just for bragging rights, to be honest.
Yeah, I would. I think it's fun, but it is what it is. Nal going up front, Arcalion really close behind 3 water tanks here. The problem is Arcalion's not going to be able to heal them. They're going to walk forward because Arcalion is a ranged Illuvial and they are not. And so its range is really not going to encapsulate much of that. It looks like it's going to catch Nal and its heal. But we can't forget that Arcalion's root heal thing actually does damage to enemies as well. So you're not really maximizing the advantage from the Arcalion here. Behemoth's got slowed down a lot by the root though, which is crazy. Verdant is going to kick off, keep that Arcalion alive way longer than it deserves to be. And the Squiz taking out the Seer really consistently here. Damn, I love Squiz. Squiz is so much fun to play.
And he's cute.
Oh, he's hella cute.
Just like you.
Oh, yeah. I really want to do instant replay.
It feels so weird not having it.
I'll try it out. I'll try it out on like a final round so that if it breaks, it's not a big deal. We've got Vanguard Imprint coming up. Not sure how useful that is. Powers Ascent is okay. Very good on Squiz, actually. Void Energy Reservoir may be just as good on Squiz, if not a little bit worse. But Void Energy Reservoir Squiz Octius combo is really good and could actually just like end the game right here and now, in my opinion.
Looks like a bit of a mess up on positioning from Nefer. He really wanted to get his squid behind that Arcalion there. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference though.
Depends if Ramfire comes out. It could make a little bit of a difference, but nothing crazy. he still restricts the pathing from Cooker with where he had it. Ooh, I like this, but if there's a Ramfire coming out on that side of the board, he's got to be careful.
Oh yeah, really well done directing Cuck where he really wants it to go over to that right side though.
So between Void Reservoir and Stellar Devourer, he's got a lot of free energy regen on his Enchanter Shock combo here. It's going to be scary. It's going to be real scary. Cookerless runs really fast. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that was interesting. I think that may have had to do with the way Caribou was sitting, but maybe he just has high movement speed. I don't remember him being that fast though.
See that Void Reservoir coming out, granting energy to the rest of his team, comboing with the Enchanter really nicely here. That Cookerless's attacks has cast so many times now. Ooh, double cast on the Squiz is going to give even more energy to the rest of the team. Null not standing a chance taking down that Null without Jotun aggroing onto it. Now, you don't want to be aggroing onto the tanks necessarily, but at some point you have to take it down, because if it soaks up too much damage, it keeps healing it back. And so you either need to not attack it at all, or you need to take it out as quickly as possible. There is really no in-between, which is what's happening right now, with all the Grokkos and the Ranger literally being wasted out for the entire duration of the match.
Yeah, that Gnarl's placement is just in a really, really good place. As you said, to soak up all that damage. Illumination needs to figure out positioning here, but Nefer is preemptively setting up his board to trying to predict how Illumination is going to switch up to answer that Gnarl placement.
Oh, for sure. Like, if Ramfire comes out right now and it does stack onto the Titanor, Paz is so screwed.
Yeah, Nefer's going to look like a genius if this works out right here.
Or I think Paz might see this coming. Paz is a very competent player, obviously, and this is a pretty obvious move to make, regardless of whether he does it or not. So it's going to double down on Mystic. I think that is a much safer avenue. But with the Titanor going top left, I don't know if this is going to work out.
Great stun onto both Mystics back there as well.
That Adorius is almost down. The Shock is really good at targeting that Adorius. Even though it's got decent max health and a greater mega ability and everything, it actually has really low resistances compared to a lot of other Illuvials in the game. So Shock tends to go straight onto Adorius. You've really got to give it that augment that gives it resistances so that Adorius doesn't get targeted out by Shock, which would have made a really big difference here. But it looks like Nefer is going to take game 2 of the series.
Yep, Nefer switching it up with a completely different team and completely, negating any kind of gameplay that Illumination was trying to get off here. Great plays from Nefer.
You see that Gnarl surviving so long, even when taking the aggro from both behemoths. It does go down. Yep. Maybe the right play would have actually been to do that from the start and try and take out that Gnarl. Looks like our action replay is working fine. We just had one really unlucky instance. So, that's good news.
Yeah, weird how it just works out of nowhere. Or it stopped working out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah, well, it crashed my entire OBS, so it might have been something else. I don't know. I don't know, but we are going to go 1-1 in this series, 2-1 in the other semi-final. So we're seeing some really competitive play right now, whereas we used to see a lot more 2-0s, I reckon. The meta's changed up quite a bit.
Yeah, so that first game, Live Nation pretty much won big. And Nefer switched into a different team comp to, keep from being countered. Illumination stayed the same, and now it's Illumination's turn to answer Nefer. Now is Nefer going to be playing those mind games where he switches into something else that he thinks Illumination's going to play? This is where the mind games get really, really fun.
Yeah, this should be a really interesting third game. Personally, I don't know what they're going to pick. I think there's a good chance that Shock Enchanter comes out again. I reckon it's good against Toxic Verdant and the Frost Behemoth. But there's a good chance either one of them just picks Scion to end the game. I feel like Shock is quite good against Scion. Maybe that's one of the reasons it exists.
Yep, only time will tell to see what the next team comps will be in this series. We will be into the next game in just a second here.
I think they're just getting ready. I'm very excited for like a spectator mode. Make a big difference to my life.
Oh yeah, it'll make everything so much easier. So much smoother and cleaner.
My old headset broke. I had to get a new one. I'll show you.
This is the alpha we've all been waiting for.
Hmm?
Nothing.
I just like walked in and put on my headset one day and like it's just like full, the wire's gone. I have no idea what happened.
Wait, why are they so why is it so fucked up?
I don't know, it's just like broke. Like the plastic just like gave way. Crazy.
I haven't had a headset that looked like that since I played League of Legends. Don't ever play League of Legends, chat. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. I've actually been thinking of going back and just playing a game here and there, but I feel like it's not going to go down that way.
There's no point. It's not fun. It's a fun game to watch for esports, but playing it yourself makes you not
healthy.
Really makes you hate life.
But I love playing like Fizz and Azir.
No one wants you to play Azir, I'll tell you that right now. You're the guy feeding in my game going 0-10 that I'm telling. You're the reason why I have so many banned accounts, Scoriox.
Doesn't matter, I have
People
fun.
like you.
I like Azir.
I don't give a fuck about your fun. I'm trying to get some elo.
Alright. I will tell you though that I always go like 10-0 with Fizz though. Fizz is insane. Azir is like playing the game on hard mode and Fizz is like playing the game on easy mode.
I was about to say Fizz is a little bit more acceptable. Playing Azir in my silver game, bro. I'm dodging. It is fun though. You feel really cool when you do something good on him.
Yeah, I always miss the Shurima shuffle. Anyways, I'm surprised we haven't seen Scion come out yet, but I expect it to come out at some point soon for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in this next game, to be honest. Let's see, we are into the game. And Illumination is going with this. This is not the same comp, I don't think. But he's going with a form of the Frost comp with the Bulwarks.
Omnisaur Surge would be huge. Wait, I don't know if he's using Squiz. Now that I think about it. Warp Wave Assault is like is pretty much my favorite augment in the game.
Oh yeah, it looks really, really cool too. The animation on that's sick, as well as the meteor one.
Looks like they have a mirror coming out here. I saw Hetty, Nature Grocko on both teams. Yeah. Should be interesting.
Yeah, I think they're similar, but I don't think they're exactly the same. I could be wrong though. I think Never has a few more Illuvials in there. Never trying to line that ranger up perfectly. They both lined up on the same side of the board. This is going to be just a complete coin toss.
Neither Frost catches the other player. That's some crazy lag. Oh, come on, don't mess up now. Alright.
What lag? I'm not even seeing it.
I don't know if you're messing with me.
No, I'm not.
Alright, I think we're back now. Never's connection dipped for a bit. Never winning is probably largely seed-based. I think he got a really good crit or two early on against the other ranger, stunning it out and stopping it. And his Jotun survived with like 1 health, so complete fluke here. There's really no way to decide that starting around on the mirror here.
Yeah, I think turn 1 being a coin flip is just the nature of the game. Interesting that he's going for the 2 nature, 2 bulwark, but not going for like any kind of synergy. Really prefers that stage 1 lynx over getting either 3 nature or 3 bulwark. Standard play.
Still neither player getting the benefits of the early Frost blind. It's not... The 2-second blind isn't too crazy. It's really the Frost stacks afterwards. But the Jotun, Paz's Jotun is going to take out Nefer's really early here. Gonna call some strife for him. But his Ranger is on it, getting the stun, getting the damage. It's not going to be enough. Jotun is just too beefy. Yeah, you've got to make sure your Jotun is outlasting the other one, or you're going to lose the round.
Nefer finally getting those bulwarks in there, getting the 5 bulwark and going for the 3 nature. I like the placement of his stage 1 beetle so he can line up that Omega to be as useful as and impactful as possible. Getting the angles on there. He's got his protractor out.
He's going to run to the same problem with that Jotun getting targeted by the other Jotun, maybe? Did he move things around?
Yes, a little bit, but not really. The way he has it set up is better than last turn, though, I would think. So Nefer going for 5 bulwark, whereas Illumination wanting the double behemoth 3 bulwark.
Five bulwark probably wins here. 5 bulwark is really good. That Lynx putting in some good damage, taking out the other Lynx. The Jotun taking out the Seer without very many issues. And now he's got like a 5v1 against the Jotun. It looks like Nefer's going to really confidently take this round.
Yeah, don't fade that bulwark bonus, man. Bulwarks are so overpowered. They're so strong. I think Illumination took a little bit of a risky play there because he saw how that last turn turned out, and he thought he had a huge positioning advantage, but again,
Now,
the numbers on bulwarks are crazy.
I know they chose to joust for the Mystic imprint here instead of Spore, but the Spore chip would have been so much better. Imagine putting Spore on a Jotun. Not only is it dodging now, dodging way extra than it was before, but it's healing on every dodge. You could literally turn that thing into an absolute monster. Whereas the Mystic chip is giving you some good advantages, but I just don't think it's as good as a really carefully placed Spore and getting that Spore synergy with your Dorius. Like, makes your Dorius so much harder to take out as well.
I actually agree with you. I think that is huge. A really good Spore unit is so annoying.
Yeah, the actual...
Especially with the way his Omega works, right?
The biggest draw with Spore right now is it's not on any Illuvials that really care about tanking too much. But if you've seen a Spore Colossus Ranger with the shield and suit, it's basically unkillable. It's really funny to watch. And so putting Spore on like a big tank is crazy.
Nefer moving up his Seer all the way up to the front line.
Hope it doesn't get aggroed at the start.
No,
Should be alright.
Yeah, good positioning there, and it looks like he'll be able to get that Omega off on multiple units, which is huge. Not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to get on to more, but...
They do have a mirror with the behemoths here.
Yeah, one has a 5 bulwark bonus, though. So we'll see if the healing comes through to be big. It does not. Yeah, I said it last turn, but do not fade the bulwark bonuses. They are so massive. It's deceiving.
He also has 3 nature. It's the combination of the two.
For sure. And Illumination doesn't have any active affinity bonuses except for the frost over there.
He's got Mystic as well, but yeah, there's no basic affinities here. Paz could close out his comp though. Let's see if it makes a difference. It looks like I don't think either team got any crazy legendary augments. And so that's a big part of this as well, I think. If Paz took that Spore, I think it would make a big difference on something like his Seer or his Jotun, and this would be a completely different game. In my opinion, that being said, Nefer would be able to play out the Mystic with 4, which I don't think is better, but it could be. His connection is dropping a bit again.
For those who missed it, added decrease in healing to his opponent, trying to really hit that Dorius and what will likely be the Geyser coming in, right? If he's got them. Oh no, he has the Apon.
He could bring out the Geyser as well.
He could, but I just didn't think it would be the play this turn.
I didn't see him add anything. Did he disconnect again?
No, he added in the Beetle. See, because now he has 3 Earth bonus.
Oh, right.
So he added in Beetle, armor, and attack speed on Jotun.
What is going on? I quite literally have no idea why Paz stomped him that round.
Well, now he has the 3 Earth bonus, right? And he also has 2 Mystic, and the placement of his Apon did a lot of stunning onto some key targets.
But the 3 Earth wouldn't affect how fast you take out your opponent. Is the attack speed buff on Jotun really that big?
No, but I don't think it's that it took it out faster. I think it's just the positioning made it seem like that.
We've got a game in our hands now. This last round's going to decide who goes into the grand final for the Illuvium Inferno 10.
Yep. 10 years of Illuvium Inferno.
Looks like Nefer has picked up a lot faster than the positioning was the issue. Let's see if this is enough. Dorius taking the... What's it called again? The Leecher. Oof.
Techno Leecher.
Don't think I've ever seen that before, but I like it. Adding in the grit is really huge here, which is pretty much going to have almost the same effect. The problem is that the grit is not going to stop against magma, but he doesn't have magma, so that's fine. It is going to help slow down that the spin from the seer, though. On the Lynx is a weird choice, but the Lynx doesn't look like it's getting aggroed, so it's fine. Techno Leecher coming into play a lot earlier than I expected. You love to see it. Big stun from the... Well, stun was redirected a little bit for the Scarabox, so good positioning on the Adorius here. And he is going to take out the Jojo, and it looks like Nefer is going to take this one.
Yep. Unfortunate.
Oh. He might have even cancelled the opposing Adorius. It's too much for him now. The aggroing, the positioning, it was just too good for Paz to handle. And it looks like Nefer is going to go into the grand final.
Yep, congrats to Nefer, and great plays from Illumination. Just wasn't his day.
Oh yeah, fantastic play by both teams. A Techno Leecher, I don't know how impactful it was, but it looked like it made some pretty decent work here. And the Hyper on Jotun. I have a feeling that that was the game changer, is getting that Hyper on the Jotun. Congrats to both players, very well done, very nicely done. Let me set up the next stream.
Yep, so now we have Dr. Gamer versus Nefer in the finals. Dr. Gamer, I don't believe we've ever seen in the finals. I think Nefer has been in the finals once. Cannot remember if he won, but Nefer has been playing really well. Really good player, I believe top 10. Dr. Gamer, I'm not sure where he sits on the leaderboard, but has been competing consistently in the Illuvium Infernos, has been doing pretty well. So this will be an interesting match. I think, no offense to anybody, I think I lean more towards Nefer, mostly just because he beats me every time I play him in ranked, so that'll make me feel better about myself when he wins. With that being said, I hope it's a good 3-0. That'll be a good reflection on me. But it'll be really exciting to see who takes this one away. Guys in the chat or on X, on Twitch, maybe on Facebook. We're streaming to Facebook now. So let us know, who do you think is going to win this grand finals for the coveted 10-year anniversary of the Illuvium Inferno?
We are not streaming to Facebook.
That you know of. I'm live right now on Facebook. Hi, Mom. So it'll be Dr.
So
Gamer versus Nefer. Who do you guys got? It is also not our 10-year anniversary. You love to see it. Good times, good times. Still haven't seen that Scion comp. I'm sure we'll be seeing it here in the grand finals. If not, it'll be a good one. I wonder if anyone in chat, have any of you guys seen the alluvial hunting prototype that was just released on the official Illuvium YouTube channel? Looks really, really good. Fun things, not just in Illuvium Arena going on, but looks like Illuvium Overworld is going to be doing really good. Actually, in the AMA as well. Andre came into the Discord after that video was premiered a couple days ago and did a quick little AMA and let us know that the Illuvium Overworld team has actually doubled in size the last 6 months. So that's really exciting for those of us who thought the team was taking a little bit too long. But hopefully things will start really speeding up now. Also, it's not like they show us everything that they're working on, especially when we're so close to open beta. Appreciate it, Tallulah.
I didn't know the overall team had expanded a little bit. It's good to hear.
Yep.
I think everyone is now comparing Illuvium to Palworld, which I don't love, but it is what it is.
I hate
mean,
it.
people are just going to do it. And it's no doubt the Palworld has an insanely fun gameplay loop. They just do. And so it's good to see that the overworld is going in the steps of improving the gameplay loop above all else. And I'm looking forward to the future of the overworld. I feel like Illuvials in the overworld is very much a topic of front loading the process, right? So with all of the gameplay loop stuff you want to incorporate, you have to get Illuvials into the overworld first. And then you can do all that stuff a lot easier. And so there's a crap ton of work up front to get them in there, and then way less work doing everything else, such as them interacting with each other, adding new weapons and traps and all that sort of stuff. So it's a step-by-step process, but once we have them in there, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think something that a lot of people who complain about like them making the games and it taking too long, myself included sometimes, is that Illuvium from the beginning was setting itself up for long-term success. So they have all these assets completely done, and it's going to speed up the process when it comes to making new games or adding new stuff to those games because they already have the assets. So that is a huge plus. Overall team doubling in size in the past 6 months, huge plus. Hopefully, I didn't get confirmation on this, but I'm hoping the arena team has grown a substantial size so we can get updates a lot faster because Lord knows we need that. So we'll see. The future looks pretty good for Illuvium, but we'll see what happens. Tallulah, it wasn't an AMA on like anyone's channel. He just came into the Discord. I'll be working on a video highlighting some of the key points he went over here pretty soon. iShiv Universe, always fun to watch you both. Waiting for Jimbo to curse. Why do you want me to curse? I don't say bad words. It was awesome. The issue with people is that they see Illuvium as a money-making machine rather than a fun game, which will make you money on this. Yeah, that's just a huge problem in crypto in general. We need to stop looking at these games as tools to make money, and the whole idea of blockchain is just to own your assets and give power to the players. Actually give some power to the players, not just hide it and let the game devs have all of that control. It also, the biggest thing about blockchain for me is it keeps the game developers in check, right? Because we've all had that one game that we really, really loved, and the developers are doing this or that, ruining the game, and the whole community doesn't want it. But yeah, so that's really big for blockchain. Also, in MMOs and stuff, there's been game devs that have duped gold or whatever and sold it themselves. So you can't do that on chain. Like, it's not possible. And if you do it, it's going to be very obvious. Also, Palworld and Illuvium are two completely different games. I don't understand why people compare them. They have no similarity in gameplay at all. It's like not even close. Palworld's a great game. I love it. I have like 100 hours in it, but it's not the same thing. The one thing that is really cool about Palworld is it does prove that there's an appetite for a more mature audience for creature captures. Which has been a thing, right? It's just a lot of creature capture games have just not been good, or using Tim as an example, have not didn't innovate enough. Too much of a clone, but Tim was a great game. So yeah, proof of concept, creature captures for adults has been a need for a long time, and Pokemon has refused. So Illuvium is going to be that, I believe. So we'll see if they can live up to that expectation or not. All right, we are almost done with the Jimbo cast, and we are going to get into this grand finals in here in a second. I saw a clip of Palworld where a chicken used Kurama's bougie bomb. Player got one shot. What is a Kurama bougie bomb?
I have no idea what that is.
Here, I'm gonna look it up on Google.
spectator mode cannot come soon enough. Oh
yeah,
my
you're
god.
telling me. Oh, this is some Naruto stuff. Ah, the chicken. Yeah, it was a shiny and it had like, because the shinies can get extra moves that the regular ones can't. So it was a chicken that had like a really cool, huge damage move. I've had one of those. Power's a great game. If you guys are looking for another creature capture, waiting for Illuvium's open beta, I highly suggest it. Like Minecraft Open Gate to Hell add-on. I don't know what that means, but probably. Can you see through my forehead? No, we can't. Wait, yeah, we can. What the fuck going on there? There's just nothing in there. I don't know. It's crazy. Just nothing in that stupid head of yours. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Oh god. Alright.
I agree about Power World. Never got it. I thought it showed people are not super tired to graphics and creature capturing is a viable genre. That as well. Yeah, creature capturing is definitely a viable option. You just have to make it actually good. Surprised no one never tried to like really compete with Pokemon after Digimon.
Oh, many people tried to compete. They just didn't do it properly. They didn't innovate on
I
the
understand,
genre.
but
Yeah.
there was never like a triple A creature capture to my knowledge. That was really good.
Yeah, not with the same formula, no. The problem is everyone's tied to the Pokemon IP, so fighting that is really challenging. We're going into game one here.
Yep. Into the grand finals, we have Dr. Gamer versus Nefer. Let us know, chat, who do you have winning this best of 5 series?
Tsunami and Stellar Devourer. Those middle two not seeming all that good. Damn, this is crazy.
Ooh, okay. Man, he cannot make up his mind. Locked it in, said 3 on Stellar, 1 on Reactive.
Ooh, no one taking Tsunami.
Ooh, okay.
Doctor split the diff.
Yeah, I'm assuming he thought that Nefer was going to go for the Tsunami there. He thought he might be able to have a chance at getting both, but decides to 50-50 it. Dr. Gamer with the Scion comp.
Has he really? That's so funny. This should be interesting.
Yep, so it looks like it's Scion versus that classic Jotun Bulwark comp. Nothing too crazy from Nefer here, you know, just the classic round 1, double Frost, double Behemoth. Dr. Gamer going for the double Rogue 3 air, turn 1. Let's see how this turns out for him. It's not looking good. And Nefer will easily take that turn 1 from Dr. Gamer. Now here we should see the 3 Bulwark come out. Surprised he doesn't just go for the 3 nature and put the cling in.
Ooh, 3 bulwark coming out early. I love it. I love it. I expect Revenant to come out here. Revenant's very good against these small bulwarks. It's so much fun to watch too. You guys gotta love it.
Why is that?
Because Revenant, when it takes out an Illuvial, it grants a shield to all nearby allies. And so, you literally just gotta take out any low health Grocko, and you've got like an insane shield. The shield doesn't last forever, which is the only draw. But for the amount that you do have it, it's really good. You can see that shield. Look how big it is.
Yeah, that's huge. Pause. But
Look at that.
Keeps going.
I don't know if all the Revenants stack together too. But yeah. It just gives you so much extra longevity. The only problem, it doesn't last forever. Sure. So it's not nearly as good as just like having a really good healing on your team or something like that. Problem is he could not take out Jotun. However, he did have the numbers there, so he's going to take out round 2.
Yeah, just barely had the health to stay alive there for just long enough. Never really just trying to squeeze these guys all the way back here.
The problem is that Verminio and Vermilier both have actually a really good AoE damage dealing Omega. And so you don't actually want to group up your units too close, but at the same time you want to prevent them from dying. So grouping them up is one of the ways to help you do that. And Apon is going to make a big difference with its stun too. He's got an Apon of his own. Because he's going to grab in that Mystic later. He does have double Spore now, which I think is coming from the Ranger. Yes.
Yeah, the Apon's going to take away the Omega from the Beetle, therefore not being able to go straight down the line and stun a ton of the Illuvials all at once.
Huge. Huge. He's going to get one more Revenant shield. Here we go. She's going to make it so much harder for Jotun to break through this. Not that he's not going to find a way, I tell you that much. They are slowly going down. If that Revenant shield lasted forever, then this thing would be insanely broken right now.
Yeah, that one Grocko on Nefer's side going down just barely in time for Doctor to get his Revenant shield off. Really saving the round there for him.
It's easy to forget that the end game board wave, right, the overload mechanic, actually ignores shields entirely. So if your entire team's on 10 health with a giant shield, it will not matter, you will die. I don't know where the best place to drop this Adorius is.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
You can see Nefer uses the hyper mechanic quite a bit, which I love to see because I'm not particularly good at using it too much.
Yeah, it can be tricky, but especially just the attack speed buff when you go hyper is makes such a huge difference.
Oh
it's
yeah,
kind of crazy.
I'm surprised he had Saccharine Escape and hasn't dropped it on the board. I figured that would be really good against the rogues, but that's just me.
Yeah, especially with nature and the healing from Adorius.
The healing from Adorius is going to be really good on Doctor's team. Couple that with the shields, and it's going to be really hard to take down these Revenants. Ooh, Viminio getting stunned out before casting, and he hasn't managed to take anything out to get that Revenant shield. He's going to take so much damage here.
Adorius Omega going off right before it could die, saving it a little bit more time. Actually going to save it the whole round, it looks like.
He's going to get one last cast before the overload kicks in and wipes Doctor off the face of the earth. Ooh, he lost his Adorius on Nefer's side, reducing 100 damage he should have dealt to Doctor there. So, gonna be interesting. He does have Scion on Doctor. I know a lot of people have just switched flat out to Scion on round 5. I don't know if that's the play here, but it would be so funny to watch. Stellar Devourer on Adorius is so funny, but I love it. I still think Saccharine Escape is a really good legendary augment and should be coming onto the board ASAP.
Moving up the Beetle and the Cling so they can get more favorable Omegas off. I really like that. Though I think the Cling is just going to move right back to where it was. Okay, switches into the Scion here, I see.
5 Bulwark's going to really help against this. Let's see if it pays off. The Invulnerable Titanor taking a crap ton of punishment. The Scion's destroying Adorius off the bat. Without that healing, he does not stand much of a chance. Ooh, Jotun doing good damage. The final Flish Beam there, not really acquiring much. Going hyper on Jotun. It's going to go down before he can finish the job, but he saved himself a lot of health here with that Jotun really surviving quite some time. The Beetle could not get that final cast off though, which is what he really needed. He has no damage left. He's not gonna win out that round, but he's mitigated quite a bit of damage and he has the chance to reposition now.
Yeah, chance to reposition, and Doctor just had to switch out all of those Illuvials, so should be favored for Nefer positioning wise on this turn. We'll see if he can make it work with what he has though.
The problem is, even if you get your Illuvials to wrap around the left, those Lynxes are going to target it and just melt your entire team. You've both got to protect Adorius from the Scion, from the Flish spam, and you've got to prevent those Lynxes from being able to take down your entire team with one attack. If you can do that, then you don't have too much of a problem. It's really just waiting out that granite. Saccharine Escape on Apon seems good because you can easily get that blind off straight away off the Flish. He's got 7 seconds left. His other option was adding Resolve to his team, but I haven't seen it do much against Flish anymore. They might be a bug in my opinion, but... Oh my god!
Doctor with the fake out.
That is... I can't say I expected that. The double switch. He does not have many augments on his Illuvials here, but I think that's going to be a big difference. I think he just spent too many resources switching twice, to be honest.
Beetle got a good stun off. Then it's stacked with Apon, so... But man, the dodges, that is frustrating to look at.
Oh yeah, with the Spore too,
I'm
he's
mad
healing
and I'm
every
not even
single
playing.
time. You just need to like give that clumsy augment to something, and that thing won't dodge a single thing. Let's see how this plays out. He did take out the Adorius, which looks like it's going to be the difference. Oh, he's left on 10 health. Ooh. Now, if you're Nefer in this position, you have no idea what to do here.
Yeah, there's so many variables. Like, how do you know what Doctor's going to do this turn? You don't. You have zero clue.
He doesn't swap again, surely. You're just going to try and play for both scenarios at once. You don't really have a choice. I must admit, the full Spore dodge spam is so funny to watch. It's literally just one augment away from you killing it. Like that clumsy augment not only reduces healing by 60%, but inflicts clumsy, preventing dodging. I've used that against a Familiar with full stacks before, and it still dies in 2 seconds. Like it literally ends its career with one single augment. You don't even need the tier 3 one, the stage 3 one, sorry. I generally use
the tier 1.
Still not dropping Saccharine Escape. Oh, it's not the blind and root one. It's the one that gives you attack speed. Still good.
He had 37 mastery points he could have used there too.
Oh yeah. Switching sides, he's not going to be able to take out that Adorius, and his Adorius might go down earlier. We've seen that be a pretty big difference in these past few rounds. Adorius surviving quite a long time, the Techno Leech are doing pretty good work here, and the Stellar Devourer really helping that Adorius get up its energy quite quickly. That Familiar keeps getting low, and then, oh, the Behemoth Ranger gonna take out the Familiar with the big Behemoth stun. It's got the maxed out sword now. And it looks like Doctor is gonna go down this round. Crazy jousting for position this entire game. You'd love to see it. That Adorius just surviving for so long. Apon doing a pretty good job, and that Scarabok having really good line of sight for those Omega casts. Really made a big difference there.
Yeah, after the I can't remember what that guy's called. After the little rogue moved over, the stage 1 Beetle had a really good line of sight for his Omega. Really good lineups. So, let's see.
Algorithm Tings, absolutely right.
Yep, while you're at it, guys, be sure to like the stream, comment the stream, and subscribe to Scoriox. Do all the algorithm things so we can get this Illuvium Inferno out to as many people as possible, and, you know, Illuvium in general to as many people as possible. We're about to go into our next game here now. I'm a big fan of Doctor's team. The flexibility, not being able to predict what he's going to do next. All of those things are really, really huge for him. No wonder he's made it to the finals.
I think some people are concerned that it's a little bit too easy to just full switch your entire comp. It should.
Yeah.
I definitely like the idea of having the option, but it shouldn't be as easy as it currently is.
I would probably agree with that for sure. And we are into the next game here. Nefer goes for Meteoric and Vaporwave, two of the most visually pleasing augments. Doctor preferring the Saccharine. Nefer with the classic turn 1 start. We'll see if Doctor changes it up from that last turn, because I don't think there's a possibility he can win against the double Frost, double Behemoth with what he played last time. So if he doesn't have anything to win this turn 1, I'd really like to see Doctor just not play anything. Okay, he does go for the same thing. Let's see if it works out for him this time.
Ooh, Familiar going down here. Just turn 1 Behemoth, because of the way Behemoth works, it's just really good. There's not much more to say on that on the subject. It's very hard to beat that. It is beatable, but it's very hard to do so.
Yeah, I personally would have liked to see Dr. Gamer skip that round and go into turn 2 with a little bit of more positioning information. Not going to be the end of the world at all by any means, but any slight advantage you can get in a game like Illuvium for Arena is something that you should take, in my opinion. It's so hard to get those to edge out this or that variable that will be in your favor. So if you can take advantage of that, personally, I would say always go for it.
Tell you what though, don't sleep on the nature. 3 nature alongside Bulwark is really good. I was just switching for a little bit while it was a bit laggy, but it looks like we're back. Going straight into 5 Bulwark. Very hard to handle for Vermilion and Verminio.
Yep, pretty much same exact plays as the last game.
It's going to be a lot easier to predict that Scion switch now, though. Did Doctor manage to get Meteor?
Yes, he got Meteor and Saccharine.
What was the trade-off?
Nefer got Vaporwave.
Oh, Warp Wave?
Oh, yeah, Warp Wave. Vaporwave.
Oh, no way. You can't give him Warp Wave. Meteor coming out, what I would say is kind of early here, given how much Meteor costs, but it's definitely going to be good. I haven't seen any... Oh, Finally, the meteors come down. What happened to the first set of meteors?
That was weird. Doesn't it come out
At 3 seconds and then 10 seconds every 10 seconds.
Yes, it was not working properly, apparently.
Okay, stream should be returning normally. I think my Wi-Fi is really slow right now or something. It's like the stream is up and running again. Very unusual.
There we go.
So actually, we might actually be able to watch a replay of that final bit. So you can see Nefer's team just did not want to go down. The Adorius really well protected by the rest of the team there. Even with Saccharine Escape, Vermilion, it's not doing enough damage. Like, it's not dying, that's for sure, but it's just not doing enough damage. And that's something that... it's just not working out for Dr. Gamer in that way. But they're taking a 3-minute break. I think it's good that I can show the replay off if we have to reconnect so that we can see what happened in the final round.
Oh yeah, that was really useful. The Saccharine on the Vermilion for Dr. Gamer, not really getting any value out of it because it was the last thing, like the Vermilion was the last unit to be attacked on his side, so not able to redirect some of that damage and aggression onto other units. Unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it only triggers when you drop below 40% health, and with all the shields and the healing, you're not dropping that low that often, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you want it on a different unit there for sure. Nefer is up 2-0 in the series though. One more game for Nefer, bringing it to game point, and he will be victorious for this 10th Illuvium Inferno, but Dr. Gamer is not out of it yet. It is not over until the beautiful lady sings.
The absolutely beautiful lady sings. You are not wrong there, Jibbo.
Yep.
And who might that beautiful lady be?
Hey, what's the... Man, I can't remember her name. We'll just go with Adele, I guess. Though she's not looking too bad these days, so I don't know.
Somehow I saw it coming and didn't see it coming, and I don't know how I feel about all that. But
What's
it is what it is.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Everybody has to know who I'm thinking of.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to know.
Yeah, you do. Lizzo is what I was thinking of.
All beautiful women, and we love them. All right, so what do we think Doctor's going to do in this next game? Okay, it's clear the Vermilion, the Spore Revenant combo. I mean, it's great and all, but it's just not working against this team. The 5 Bulwark is too strong. You cannot break through it enough to get your Revenant off, especially with the healing. When you take out Adorius, it takes it out pretty consistently. but unless you can confidently get to Adorius, it's just not going to function. So do you change teams, or do you play even more trying to take out Adorius, or add something like a Ramfire to the team for that 5th, 6th round?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Rimfire is like a Hail Mary solution, maybe. Uh, but I think he needs to switch into a completely different team, right? The problem is, what does he do, and does he know how to play another team as proficiently as he is at the Scion and Scion Spore comp? That's the real question. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play the same comp. I do think it would be much smarter though to switch it up here, though. What does he switch into? I think even a mirror would be better than what he's doing right now, but we'll see. Maybe he has something in his back pocket that none of us are expecting.
The craziest part of all this is I know he caught him off guard with the initial switch into Scion. The Scion won, and we never really saw if it was going to win again. Maybe Scion beats out the team and for some reason he's not using it, but I would expect that he's played the matchup enough times to know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Maybe the switch over really messed him up at the later stages of that game. I don't know. Nefer, on the other hand, though, I would just keep rocking this same comp until you lose. So I think Nefer is sitting pretty personally. And we are into the next game. Nefer is going to be using that same comp, and so is Doctor. We're running it back.
Healing reduction would be really good for Doctor here. The damage reduction is pretty good too for both teams. That healing reduction. Damn. Actually, it's really good for Nefer as well, because he could stop the Familiar from healing up to back to full. Doctor is going to take it, realizing that the Adorius is the bane of his existence right now.
Yeah, let's see if that can make a huge difference or not. Or if Nefer can just keep piling through this comp that Doctor has. Seems like early and late game, Nefer just has his number where he's just okay with taking a few mitigating as much damage in the mid game as he can. Doctor again going for this turn 1 instead of just taking the hit. Really not a fan of that personally, but maybe he thinks there's enough value in taking out the Ranger. Yep, big damage from that Omega, and we're going to see the same result.
Yep, that's no different there. I think this new format of ours, with only streaming the last few games, I still feel really energized. I'm looking forward to how this. I mean, I'm a little bummed out that it's the same matchup 3 games in a row, but I'm enjoying the game, and I think it's playing out quite well. I think the tournament's been a lot tighter, which is good for both us and the players, of course.
Oh yeah, I think this format will be much better going into the future. Again, we have seen this before. Revenant's getting those shields in the mid game is just massive. And we should see Dr. Gamer start taking over the game until late. And we'll see if he can make an adjustment this time around.
Yeah, cannot break that 2 Spore 3 Air. I don't know if any comp would be able to break that, except maybe like a really fun squiz setup, for sure.
Interesting. I don't like this from Nefer here. I think it's you force Doctor to switch it up. You don't switch here because in the previous 2 games he went straight for the 5 bulwarks, 3 natures, 3 earth. Here we're going for the triple behemoth right off the bat. Not sure how I feel about that, but
the problem is all the air and spore and everything counters out the behemoth quite well. It's really all the dodging that's causing trouble for those behemoths in general. And so doubling down on that strategy is maybe not the best option here.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I put in the bulwarks, let them do their thing, especially because if you want to move that seer later into the game, it costs so much. You might as well wait later into the game where you know exactly where you want to put it. He's going to get a lot of value out of the Omega here, though, so... It's going to work out for him here, so I will have to eat my words and let the professionals do the talking.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that way all the time.
Still, like the thought process behind my opinion, don't change it up when you know you're going to win, and they're playing the exact same way over and over and over.
Absolutely.
Personally, it just makes much more sense than to take a risk and see if this works out better than before. That's just my personal opinion on it, but obviously Nefer looks like he knows what he's doing.
Magma Chip is crazy here. Now, Void Cleaver's the big piece here. But the Magma on all the dodging Illuvials is... do not snuff at that. Plus the Grit and Resolve. Oh my god, yep. I'm surprised he didn't go for that at all.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see him let that go. Grit and Resolve and damage over time onto units that can't dodge from that damage. Seems big.
Who got what augment, by the way? Did one of them get Void Cleaver?
I missed it. Alright, let's see how Dr. Gamer responds here.
The Volante gonna go down. Not gonna make much of a difference. The shields and the reduction in healing is on the Familiar here. That Adorius is not gonna be doing a whole lot now. Seer is spinning to win. It's not enough. The Familiar is just unkillable.
Yeah, without the clumsy augment, it's gonna be really hard to take him down.
Double Mystic really helping as well, and the 3 Spore making a big difference.
Now, this is usually around the time where Nefer is really hitting a power spike and just taking over the game. We'll see if he can do it here again, or if Doctor maybe switches in full into Scion and takes this game. This is the round where it's going to get really, really interesting.
You'd have to see the switch coming, though, surely. The damage
Well, that's
dampener.
the thing. Maybe there's no switch. You know what I mean? He puts him in that corner in that situation where you have to guess.
Damage Dampener would do really well against this, but do nothing against Scion. Personally, I wouldn't have been looking that far ahead to what legendary augments they have, but if Doctor did, then that's pretty useful. You got 5 seconds.
It's the full switch here. Let's see who takes out who. Dorius is not able to get any of his Omegas off. It looks like Nefer might go down here.
A Jotun is hypered up.
There's just too many units on the board, though.
Too much for him to handle. We're going into game 4 of the series. Crazy switch up here. Even Fiery at the back. I did not know Fiery was a part of that Scion comp. Just wasn't enough. The Scion is just too strong.
Yeah, great plays from Doctor, having the guts to run that back and use the same exact comp. I personally wouldn't have done it, but he knows it better than I and really takes home that W on that round with the switch up. Great plays.
Soda in the chat reckons that the anti-heal augment was enough. He didn't really need to switch it up, but he did anyways. It is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, anti-heal augment really tearing apart Nefer's plan to play there. The win condition. All right, we will be back into the game shortly. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same exact game run back. I'll be honest. I think that anti-healing augment really was the win condition for Doctor there.
So I had a bug in the way I set up Start GG. When I reset some stuff before, I broke some of it. But it's fixed now, it's all good.
Yep, should be fine. Now, do you reckon either one of these players switch out into a different comp, or do you think they're running the same thing back?
It's hard to say. I think the Legendary Augment did play a little bit of a role last time, but honestly, Doctor's going to start trying something different, but maybe he's just so used to this team and he knows all the matchups really well, and it's really the only team he's super confident with right now, which is perfectly fine. I mean, it is, for what I've seen, mostly the meta team right now, so I wouldn't blame him.
Yep, we're running it back, boys. Game 4.
Even though we're running back the same comps over and over again, they are different comps to each other. It's not a mirror, which is quite interesting, but yeah.
It's like deja vu, chat.
Yeah.
It could be anyone's turn. It's close. And unfortunately, Doctor actually doesn't even take out the Ranger this time, so he's going to take the full brunt of the damage. Whereas he could have just played nothing, and then he would have had insight onto where Nefer had his Jotun.
Oh, crazy. Crazy times we live in right now, isn't it, Jimbo?
What a world.
What happened with the Augments, by the way, the legendaries?
Again, missed it.
We're the best hosts ever. Alright, so
I agree.
We're going straight into 3 Bulwark again. I thought he usually got the 3 Earth into it. And I don't know, I'm wrong, I think. I'm crazy. But Familiar, I bet, is going to come out this round. Here we go. And Rhoda. I don't know why Rhoda's getting placed so close. Rhoda is maximizing its damage when it's rolling through all the enemy team. Not to mention when Rhoda is attacking from a range, it's out of the way. The only difference here is that Rhoda actually seems to blind upon landing. No, it shouldn't be blinding. No, so I don't know why you're not playing Rhoda further away than it currently is. Maybe trying to maximize the air dodging?
The only thing I can think of is that he wants to get as much DPS as possible. So, like, the Omega's not going to travel as far, therefore he can get back to auto-attacking faster. But I'm not sure.
Damn, big difference from round 1 to round 2, though, I'm telling you. He's going back to the OG strat. Three Earth
like
and 3 Nature being added. And the 5 Bulwark.
Yeah. It looks like he has the Jotun on a more favorable side as well. Seems like he did better when it was facing away from the Familiar.
Yeah, because really, you want to avoid it attacking any of the Spore Illuvials because they have really high dodge chance. And that Behemoth, as we've said. Damn savage is what it is.
Yep, save that Familiar for last. It's on the Ranger, unfortunately.
It's attacking so slow.
Yeah, what's with the attack speed slow? What did that?
I think, I'm pretty sure the Omega from Familiar and Verminio drops attack speed.
It felt like it was like that right off the bat, but maybe... Let's see.
I don't think Revenant does.
Okay.
That being said, it gets all of its attack speed back the minute it does its Behemoth strike. Because Behemoth now cleanses on every 4th auto attack.
Okay. I forgot about that, to be honest. That makes sense.
It's actually the one reason Behemoth is so good. Otherwise, you could do some really simple counterplay with things like Mud. But this way, it's impossible to do that sort of counterplay. Which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Behemoth's not completely broken, but it is very good because of that cleanse.
Enemies within 30 hexes have Clumsy. That would be nice to have.
Oh, yeah.
Force them into the Scion.
You should be 3-bitting that. I don't know. Like, reducing energy drain is great, but you literally win the game if you give them Clumsy. I think the problem is that if you grab the Clumsy augment, then all Doctor does is switch to Scion, and you're screwed anyway. Because you needed the energy reduction.
Yeah, you need both of them.
Yeah. No joke. I mean, he's pretty confident he can beat Familiar up until when Scions come out. Scarabok stun is not going to cancel out the Adorius cast. Jotun attacking Verbinio, not having much luck. It's dodging about 60-70% of attacks for sure, so it's really hard to get the Behemoth strike off here. It looks like he's got the numbers, so he should win Overload. If this Adorius can cast. Yeah, it looks like Nefer has this round. I don't think it's going to win him the game, though. Oh, I was wrong.
It'll be close, yeah.
I was wrong. All the gorilla statues going to give it to Doctor. Damn.
I don't think the gorilla statues add to overtime.
They do. They do. I've seen 7 gorilla statues beat 3 normal Illuvials. It's quite funny, actually.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
No, it is. It is. They're part of it.
And he said it wasn't.
Oh, really? I thought it was intentional.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore they said that it doesn't work towards the overtime.
It's very much an edge case, though. It's not often that it's going to happen. But I'm 90% sure it does count. We saw the 3 statues stay standing there.
Yeah, it looked like it counted.
I've seen games where a statue is the only thing left on the field and wins them the round.
Interesting.
Alright, so he's giving the Ranger with the big sword Omnivamp. But we know the switch is probably coming out here. Oh yeah, Revenant also slows attack speed on landing. I forgot about that. 5 seconds in a medium area by 20%.
That makes sense, yes. Thank you, Thanatos.
I really appreciate it. Comes the Scion, Adorius in a precarious position. Really, the Adorius and Apon should have been switched around here. Damn, that thing goes down quick. Ooh, he's still got another round in him.
Yep. Looks like he'll barely survive.
Ooh, bringing him down to 50 HP.
Now, game 2, Doctor switched back into the Revenant comp at this point in the game and lost the game from there. So let's see if he sticks with the Scion comp this time or not.
Look how fast this Adorius goes down. God damn.
Crazy.
Absolutely savage.
Murked, some would say.
Putting the Adorius back in the center, which is what he did last time, but Doctor switched comps, and we didn't really get to see it play out, if anything. I don't mind the idea of him redirecting all the Flish to the left of the board with the beams, which shouldn't go through the rest of his team. How well that plays out is anyone's guess. Problem is, you really only get to do that once. Lay old switcheroo, loving that, Sajak. It's certainly going to be interesting. Granting the team resolve. And giving team-wide max health by the looks of it.
This could be the final rounds. Dr. Gamer switches all of his Scions onto the other side.
Oh, it looks like
Ooh.
Nefer probably took the round. By how much is anyone's guess? Dorius is alive for now, but it's in a really bad position for those beams. Gonna go through the entire team. They might actually miss the Jotun though. It looks like the Grocco with the resolve was standing next to Adorius when it took that beam before, and likely made a really big difference.
This is going to be very close.
The Frost is really good against the Scions, slowing down their attack speed and also slowing down their energy gain.
Mm-hmm. But again, that was a very close round. That could have went the other way with slight positioning changes.
Yeah. The hyper on the Jotun made a big difference as well.
Oh, yeah. He also hit pathed in a really, really nice way where he was able to avoid a bunch of Scion Omega damage. Kind of lucky, actually. It was a very weird pathing on Jotun's part.
He's got the Ramfire in his team. I'm not sure why he hasn't added it. I guess he might need to sacrifice Bulwark or the 3 Behemoth if he were to. But I don't think Seer's the play here. I think you go Ramfire and you try and help it cast as fast as you can, but that's just me. The problem is, if he runs into the Vermilion comp, it's not going to help you much.
Yeah, I was about to say that would be disastrous. Using the Quantum Nullifier.
Vitality Veil can make the Flish Beam useless because it will interrupt them. I didn't know it would interrupt them. I thought they kept going, but yeah, who knows?
Has it always worked like that? I don't remember.
Well, the Vitality Veil gives you untargetable below a certain amount of health.
Yeah. But it doesn't interrupt the Flish Beam. The Flish Beam just keeps going, right?
I'm not sure. It looked like it interrupted it just then. Because I think Apon had it. Oh, this is looking scary for Doctor.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Nefer. Can he hang on? Nope. That's it.
Looks like that's game there. We watch it back. We can see if it stops attacking the Apon in the bottom left corner. Hard to say. Actually, it didn't have Vitality Veil. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, absolutely crazy here. You got a little bit tankier between the extra Mystic and the extra healing. It's just too much to handle in this case. And we're going to see Nefer take Illuvium Inferno 10.
Woo! And the crowd is going wild, chanting, Nefer, Nefer, Nefer. And he takes the grand prize. Congrats to Nefer, and great plays from Dr. Gamer. I respect the balls to run back that team comp over and over, especially when you lost the first 2 games. He even looked better in that last game, just wasn't able to take it home fast enough. I can't hear you.
Sorry, absolutely crazy. That was a really good set of matches. It was a shame we watched the exact same matchup time after time again, but the players changed up their strategy game to game, which is something we're trying to push for Illuvium to really be focusing on in the future. And it looks like we're headed in the right direction to a certain extent. Besides Scion being quite strong in a general way, we are definitely heading in that direction. So, what's next? Do me and you play a game?
No, I'm good on that.
You're not going to play the game?
So- no, I'm good. I haven't played in a minute. We already know what the outcome would be.
It would be pretty funny, wouldn't it? All right. So with that, we're wrapping up Illuvium Inferno 10 then. Is there anything else you want to leave us off on?
No, just long live Illuvium. Let's go.
Long live Illuvium. Let's do it. All right. Thanks so much for joining us on the stream, guys. We could not do it without you guys. Congratulations to Nefa. Congrats for Doctor for second place as well. And all our other participants. Crazy tournament today. I'm looking forward to the next ones for sure. Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.